And Twitch says I'm live. G'day, mate, and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. This will be the final train ride. The final train ride of the community map. We raced to the edge and we made it to the edge. Just, you know, there was a few deaths along the way. Let's try and clean up the screen a little bit. So, let's start with a starter base. So, this is spawn. This is where we all started. This is where we had a base to start with. I did have like 15 power armors on me. I guess I lost them all. Anyway, okay. So we have a race to the edge sign, which was redone. It had a rework because my crappy one was crap. And we have the obligatory everything is fine banner. We have one hell of a storage down here. Yeah, a few odds and ends. We have what has now become the steel manufacturing with the iron manufacturing with the green circuit manufacturing to make radars, to make belts and belts of radars, to go with belts and belts of steel, to all the way down here make good old lipstick being explosive cannon shells with the explosives to make artillery shells, because we used some artillery shells. Yeah, we stockpiled a few artillery shells. Just a tiny bit. We screened through resources in this map on important things like artillery shells and yeah. We have, this was our original boom train, which was this long. It's since been destroyed by another larger artillery train, which ran over it, as they do. This was a full-size artillery train from here all the way up, around, all the way back around. Hang on, is my mouse pointer lined up? It is not. Nobody said anything in chat. It's chat's fault. That's right. Factorio's entirely disappeared off my screen now. Come on, game. I know. It's a little bit of RAM usage. It's fine. There we go. That's a bit better. That's what we like to see. Come on. Back. Resume. Okay. No. I gotta catch up again. Because, yeah, for some reason that causes jumps. Oh, that's bad. Stop running. There we go. Okay. So, yep. Big artillery trains. Now, this train was special because it's Stinson's fault. Stinson put down this landfill here. Because this is a special sort of map. The idea of this map is we go right. You cannot go left. And Stinson was insistent that he'd at least try it. And the small catch with going left is it's really not allowed. And I just died. And hopefully the game hasn't crashed. Hopefully spawn hasn't been moved. That'd be bad. That'd be really bad. Because we move spawn across the map for all the other players. So, player was eaten by a biter kraken. And I might get dropped. I definitely might possibly get dropped. Well, there we go. So, stream over. We're done. I planned ahead. I took a local copy. I just realised I'm not hearing any music of the game. So the problem with this map, so 9 out of 10 maps you join, and eventually people run out of CPU. And it then becomes the biggest and best CPUs survive. This map, CPU is not really a thing. You know, any old potato could join this map. This map, we went entirely different. This map, it was all about the RAM usage. A lot of RAM usage. In fact, this map is about 20 gigabytes worth of RAM usage. Just a teeny bit. And I just realised I forgot to say I was going live on Twitter. So hopefully nobody out there is going to get the tweet late and yell at me. Fixed. And yeah, I'd prefer to join the multiplayer server, but there's some problem with the server today where I have a 1 megabyte download. That's as fast as a download, which is 1/10 of my normal speed. So yeah, pass. Come on, game. Use all that RAM. And then I've got to look at the teleport command again, because we really want to look at the other end of the map first. Yeah, nothing much is happening. They're not going to miss much. You're right. You're right, JJ. Now we watch the game crash again. Because, yeah, it turns out we uncovered a little bug in the code. If you die a long way from spawn, or teleport a long distance from spawn, it causes a tiny bit of lag. At the moment, I'm up to... Well, I'm using all 16 of 16 gig of RAM, but I've set a new personal best, and let's see if I can actually get this on the screen. Always on top. And turn that on for a minute. I'm at 44 gigabytes of 46 gigabytes page file. Yep. That says it all. Wait for the program to respond. Factorio hasn't actually crashed. It's just thinking about it. We have had quite a number of players actually have a hard crash. And I'll look at that spawn command just in case. Just in case I accidentally die, which would be bad. So as long as my RAMs are either being used or removed, I'm actually not crashed, but it doesn't really look that way currently. Oh no, Windows has decided Factorio is not responding, and it's going to give up on it. Worst stream ever, right? Thinking about crashing or what to do next. I'm thinking about crashing. Hard. It's alright. We'll go back. We'll start again. No, let's go load game. That load. Goodbye page file. Turn that on. We'll just pop this here and watch this number go up and up. Come on. Probably doesn't help that I'm doing a 2 terabyte copy from this hard drive to this hard drive. Yeah, we're out of RAM, dumped page file, load more on a RAM, dumped page file, load more on a RAM, dumped page file. Yeah, on the upside, CPU is 3.8 gigahertz. If it's not using 3.8, we're not actually pushing the CPU. So it's just like having another window of Chrome open then. Yeah, pretty much. Stupid overlay. Okay, so we want to set spawn back to 0, 0. That didn't work. Okay. And then step 2, find the other command to teleport me around. And the answer is we'll change that to a 5. And then we'll learn how to type my name correctly. Done. You say the issue with the long teleport was a bug. Technically, maybe they never expected anyone to get close to it. So does it count as a bug? Yes. Yes. Just because nobody ever confirmed it, it's still a bug. The difference is the Factorio devs over at Woo will actually go fix a bug that like nobody should ever encounter. Whereas most other devs would be like, no, it's fine. You'll never see that. Auto trash, all of those. Plus auto trash. I want to keep some of those on me. I want to get rid of that. I want to request in that 100. Oh, I want to unrequest that. Oops. Go away, concrete. Oh, we're doing it wrong. We'll go talk to the biter kraken again. In theory, it shouldn't crash this time. Because spawn's right there. But yeah, biter kraken was added by Mojo. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it will crash. Funny thing is, it's only a short teleport now. Supposedly, it was fixed. It's not looking good. Oh, there we go. There we go. It had to do a count of everything we killed. Because now in single player. Continue. So, yeah. Player was eaten by biter kraken. Mojo's put a lovely do not pass. You shall not pass wall. So, this map featured a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths by a lot of people. So, I made sure during one of my few deaths to make sure that spawn was set up correctly. Which is everything's at spawn. Everything you need. That's going to be a long autosave. I forgot to turn that off. Oh. What is taking so long? Oh, really? We've got to load the whole map in a RAM to then do an autosave. Well, that's bad. You know, I do admit it is a 500 meg save. It's not tiny. In fact, this is the biggest save file I've ever seen for any Factorio map ever. Even the Clustorio maps. Actually, I think it's bigger than all the Clustorio maps put together. There we go. Progress bar is happening. Then as soon as that's done, disable autosave. Options. Interface? No. Other. That one. Done. So yeah, when you die, that's literally what we do every single time. Yeah, there's a few extra armors in there now, but you know, you never have too many armors, right? Okay. And then auto trash. And trash. And trash. Trashy, trashy. Alright, so now we got our fresh armor. Let's go for a wander. I don't know what that was. We just got a lag spike on a single player save. Okay. Feel naked with our deconstruction planner. So, we had water pick up here. Because at one stage we were running nuclear power. So we actually had to have water be picked up from this point. Because it's the only point on the whole... Whoa, shit, this train's running. It's the only point on the whole map that actually has water. But we've got our oil trains, which is, you can see, a nice and short. That's a running theme you'll have on this map. They came into our oil station, which pretty much got to the point it was just producing solid fuel to make nuclear fuel, to make rocket fuel, and making petroleum to make artillery shells. So we did the bad thing and we converted our petroleum straight into rocket fuel, but you know, what's it really matter at this point? We got a little bit insane as the game went on. We got a little bit of solar power, like 340, you know, a couple of gigawatts worth, not really a lot. You can see power-wise, you know, the base is not all that impressive. It really is a tiny, itty-bitty little base. So we had our tiny little boom train that started us off on the great race to the west, to the east rather, which then got upgraded with a Kraken, which was this one down here that coils down here. Then over here we had the Chimera, which was when I was cranking. Stinson said, "Can we make it longer?" I said, "Sure." So that's 100,000 artillery shells. It's a big train with lots of boom capacity. Each carriage obviously has 100 in it. So what's that? 100 artillery? It seems short. I don't know. My maths is not cooperating with me today. No, 1,000 artillery. 1,000 artillery. So first thing we want to do is, because this stream will be, it's the final train ride. I'm going to do a stream where we start at spawn and we are going to jump on a train and go right to the edge of the map. All in one stream. So buckle up, grab yourself a drink. It's going to be a long stream. We're going to go to packs first and make everything in science, because that needs a tour as well. And there's a good chance after when we start our train ride, I might bump up the game speed, because I know for a fact it's 3 hours. It's 3 and a bit hours actually to go from start to end. So, starter base, our to-do list, our small resources. None of these were particularly great or fantastic. You know, they're enough to get us started, but they very, very quickly ramp up in size. Let's turn off some overlays. So as you can see, they very, very quickly ramp up in size to, or just becomes a non-starter. In saying that, like, if this one's 20 million, that was a 20 or a 30 million patch. It's gone. This one's the same. These are both, yeah, that's a 10 million because there's already chunks missing out of it. So we did, like, mine a certain amount. So this is our, it was our science. So we were, that's why the smelting is so large. We were doing a full science build along here. You know, the circuits are really, you know, larger than they should be. But in the end, we just scrapped everything. We dumped all the science after we got the research we wanted done. And we went with just a very, very large, very, very overbuilt make everything, you know. Plenty of solar. Just a few laser turrets because we used 1 or 2 lasers. Or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Somebody even automated rocket launchers because, yeah, we went through a few of those and a few nukes. You know, we speed beacon and speed module the nuke builder. Cap at 100. 100 is probably enough. Maybe. Railway tracks the same story. You know, speed module the crap out of it. We didn't even bother productivity module the iron stick. This is one I'm actually surprised did not ever get speed moduled as far as I saw. Because we made a few power armors during this playthrough. But yeah, mass storage, you know, lots of intermediaries and basics and all that sort of stuff all over everywhere. A full deck out of train stations, depending on where you want to go and what you want to do. You know, spawn equipment, ammo, trash trains, resupply, a couple of spare stations, a solar station. A base building loco for when we had to outpost or build something that wasn't quite an outpost, along with an outpost and a base temp supply, which I have no idea what that does. Absolutely nothing from the looks of it. The thing with this scenario is you cannot actually build a rocket silo. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. And it's not there. It's not hidden. It's just not available to be built at all. You get one on the map. And our objective is to beat the biters back to here, find it, and then launch, in theory, a rocket. We launched 2,000 rockets. It's not bad. Not bad. Not great. Just was. In our little conquest of the world. Now, where's my train? Because as far as tours go, that's pretty much it. There is not much to tour on this base. Can I go to spawn? The initial spawn area. Nope. Pax artillery. Pax artillery north. Go. So, during the course of this map, we found a few bugs and features. One of the features we found is nuclear fuel, which has 1.21 gigajoules worth of power, and 250% vehicle acceleration. That's the important one. Between it and rocket fuel, the only difference is the acceleration increase. So we have one. We literally have a train that drives down here with power armor components and drops them off. That's how insane this map was, you know. We did production, power armor. 670 of them. Unwanted features, that's it. Yeah. Okay, fine. It was an unwanted feature that the game lags out, sometimes kicks you, and you need a crap ton of RAM if you die too far from spawn, which then instantly teleports you back. So yeah, we went through 670 power armors. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't tell you how many power armors we actually lost, which is really a feature I think it should have. Same within the kill stats. Maybe it shows us in here. Kills. How many power armors did we kill? None. How many power armors did we lose? None. It does tell us player losses versus player kills. So it's almost a 50-50 chance that another player will actually kill you. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, we actually found out nuclear fuel is only good for 166,000 tiles. Which led to a 250k refueling station, a 500k refueling station, and a 750k refueling station. Because in theory, if you put 2 nuclear fuels in there, you're good for 320,000 tiles. In theory, if you got half a burnt one plus 3 more, you're good for 500k. But we had trains that didn't quite make it. 100,000 tiles. That's where we wish to go. Go train. Ooh, that was a long pathfinding. So time is 4:30 on the nose. We're going to start the train trip. And this one I open up, you know. Let's ask me anything. And find out if I can do game speed equals 1.5. Yep, I can run at 90. Oh. Okay, I can't click on a train at 90. Which is another bug we found. No, I just want 10 fuel to start with. So yeah, as soon as I hover over my mouse, you can see I get frame drops and UPS drops. I don't know why. I don't know what causes it. I can hover over anything else without an issue. I haven't tried signals. No, I can even hover over the signals. I just can't hover anywhere near the train. So yeah, this is your chance to pester me, ask me stuff. Hit me up about the next community map, because this one's done. After I do this train ride, I am turning the server off because I can. I am hoping that I can find 500 and something meg storage in my Google Drive account, at which point I can put up the save file. That's odd. Sounds like what I get in my game. What do you mean, unwanted features? Or putting your mouse over a train getting lag? The other thing we actually learnt during this one is... Yeah, you can see the ores keep getting better. We're up to 1 billion ore in every patch. So, I think this, as far as we got to the trains to, yeah, 1.2 billion. You know, like 1 billion patches. That'll do us. That'll do us. We'll just send lots of trains. But we did have to start removing the lag when over a train. Well, there you go. It's definitely a bug. We've just seen it very, very, very well on this map. So yeah, we found out resources on the map. So we found out trees use a lot of map storage space in the actual save file, along with a lot of RAM for every single damn tree. Or actually uses more RAM and less map save space. So we had to actually start deleting the ore from the map, which I love Factorio, and thank God there's a console command you can use to delete ore, because we had to run it. We had to delete pretty much all the ore from the whole map just to get it to load on lower end machines. It wasn't probably till we reached 900,000 tiles that we started running into serious RAM limits for those people with 8 gig RAM. It got really, really bad towards the end. But we did have a lot of players that pushed and got us right to the edge of the map. So yeah, that's what today's train ride is about. To do the whole map. No, I can't click on it. I gotta do it from map view. No, it's still got plenty of fuel. Yeah, we'll pop this down here so I can keep an eye on it. So yeah, how's everybody doing today? What are we doing today? Are people excited for the next community map? These are all important questions that must be answered. The other important question is, can I have the Factorio original soundtrack, please? That's the one. There we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. It depends on what the next community map is and if I can run it. Well, look, everybody can always run the community maps from the start. Always. At the moment, the current plan is to use something around the Earth map that me, Will, Mojo, Exterm, Zuri, Kraus, everybody's, all of us have been doing, and modify it slightly. Definitely want to include upgrade planner. That's definitely something high on the list that I want to include because it's coming with 17, along with. I'm not sure. Oh, we've reached the dead zone. Yeah, we just skimmed past it. So yeah, this is the 30k tile marker, which is where we just deleted the resources at. So we figured after we got up to like 4 billion per patch, we didn't really need anything bigger. So all the ore, all the trees, all the cliffs, not the word any to start with, across the whole map have been deleted via console commands. So yeah, something about the Earth map with upgrade planner. As always, I try to keep the maps, because I understand lots of people have lower end spec PCs. So I try to keep, and up until not so long ago, I was one of them. So I try to keep the community maps. I try to stop them from going too big by giving them different styles of challenges. In the case of this one, it was no. The base will only do 500 science packs per minute. I'm not having a base that does 2,000. It only needs to do 500. It can tick along to 500 nice and slowly. Does not need to be fast. So people with lower end of PCs could join. We just didn't realize the RAM issue would be as much of an issue. And by about 3 weeks in, 3.5 weeks in, no, 3 weeks in, it got to the point where 8 gig was no longer enough. Prior to that, you were fine. And CPU issue, CPU wise, there was an issue on this map until people died a very, very long way from spawn. That was bad. We'd have one player would die and 3 other players would drop because they just got to reload so much of the map into RAM. We had no idea. But the good news is that's fixed in version 17, so we can always do the map again. So yeah, I'm thinking about the Earth map with an increased multiplier for research. Me, Will, blah, 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 are doing 5 times. I'm thinking 10, maybe 15. And I'm also thinking about a larger map. Or maybe like flip the map upside down so Australia's on the top of the map. And Europe's at the bottom. Just so I feel like I'm in power for a change. That's a possibility too. Well, I have no idea if I can even do that, but we'll see. One problem at a time. I will turn that one back on. So up the top left-hand side, you can see my current X and Y positions. So it's 61,000 tiles. Just set spawn Australia. Unfortunately, the way the map works is it centers the map design around spawn. And where we started in Africa is the center of a center of the map if you rolled a map flat, if you rolled the globe flat. So that has to be the spawn point in theory. There has to be the spawn point to make the map, is probably the better way of putting it. I could always turn on the creative mode and then move to Australia and then set the spawn point to be Australia. That is an option. That is actually a very good option if I say it out loud. You know, I have to clear some biters and stuff, and you know, all that sort of stuff, and probably reset evolution back to 0, because I'd probably end up nuking a few bases to clear some room and finding a good spot for resources. That actually does sound like a good idea. But then again, Zuri said he'd join if I made a long ribbon map. So, you know, maybe the Earth map at just 60 tiles tall. So, a little bit bigger than a Roboport. Roboport's Logi network area. Yeah, that could be fun too, right? You know, it'd obviously have to... It'd be a long ribbon map, so it'd roll left to right. You'd leave one map and see another... Leave one America and see another Europe and Africa. And just keep going over and over and over. So that's another option. Isn't this a ribbon map? This is a ribbon map currently, but this is 1,000 tiles. So there to there is 500 tiles in either direction. What Zuri's talking about was 62 tiles, which is basically the area I can see. So you'd have, like, you know, a Europe here and a Russia here and a Africa here and a US down here, and then it'd start again and repeat over and over and over. Technically, well, the current Earth map that we're playing on isn't a ribbon map, because we've actually limited the east and west as well. It is one square map, but it's only... I think it's 1,900 tiles wide. Nah, that would look silly. That was half the reason for me to doing it, JJ, because it would look ridiculous. You know, what would make it even more ridiculous is if you found the one spot of land where you could line up the landfill and the water train network. So rather than circumnavigating the globe, you could just keep going from globe, 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 you know, as you traveled along. That would, you know, you can have a proper water train, or a train boat, or whatever it is. Let's take the ridiculous to a whole new level. $90,000 tiles. Ah! Actually, I missed a bit on the map marker. Ah, it's been so long. So at... Oh, really? I just zoom out too much, I can't see it anymore. That's 90. That's 80. That's 70. Somebody deleted the map markers. So at 75,000 tiles... Oh, can we have cliffs with no cliff explosive? That sounds painful. At 75,000 tiles is where I originally put in the markers, because we worked out, or I worked out, that if you died past the 75,000 tile marker, that was it. You're done. You could not, even with the train at spawn the way it is, where you can literally just pick up everything, jump on a train, and hit go. You've got fuel, you've got everything. You know, you're often racing within 5 seconds. You couldn't get past 75,000 tiles without it passing 15 minutes worth of time. And that was a catch. It meant anytime you died past 75,000 tiles, which we all have done a lot of times, you'd have to have somebody else pick up your body. So that was the first thing we learned. Alright, it takes 15 minutes for a train to run 75,000 tiles, which means if you do the maths, it takes 3 hours for us to get from spawn to the edge of the map. I want a difficult... Yeah, I do want difficult, but cliffs are a pain. Well, you go for max cliffs without cliff explosives. For the real, like, you know, jab to the heart. I'll put a whole new level to my spaghetti. You know, trying to build a base in and around and over cliffs. Wow. Yep. Problem with cliffs is they only have two settings. They have none and too many of them. There is no happy medium point where you can have some cliffs but not like cliffs on cliffs on cliffs. Because I've had some spots in some maps where I couldn't even put an assembler between one row of cliffs and the next. No biters needed if you have fixed cliffs. Yeah, good point. Biters would just add to the frustration. A lot. So yep, we've hit 100,000 tiles. So we're 1/10 the way in. Well, actually, we're 1/10 the way in 15 minutes because I upped the game speed. So that means 150 minutes. 2.5 hours at 1.5 times game speed. Alright, calculator time. Nah, because that's wrong. Alright, we can do it this way. We can do 100,000 tiles divided by 75,000 because that's the 15-minute mark. And hit the wrong button and lose all the information. 100 million divided by 75,000 multiplied by 15 minutes divided by 60 minutes is 33 1/3 hours, which is 3 hours and 20 minutes at full game speed. But we're not doing full game speed. So we do 200 divided by 1.5 equals maths. 200 divided by 1.5 equals 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's go with. The question is, does that work? I can contain game speed 2, which would take it down to an hour and a half. There you go. We can fly to the edge. Now, as I said, rocket fuel. Nuclear fuel is only good for 166,000 tiles. We're going to come up on that fairly soon, and we should only just be chewing into our 5th rocket fuel at that point. We haven't started. I got to remember. No, we shouldn't have started. We should just have a little bit of rocket fuel left. Just a tiny bit when we actually start. Yeah, when we get to 200,000. When we get to 166,000. There we go. Brain, work. It's been a long day already. I've already done 3 episodes of the Earth Base with Will and Exterm and Mojo this morning. And then hung around afterwards to clear up some extra biters. And then had a couple of hours off where I've been, doing housework and all sorts of fun things. And then I've got this to do. And then tonight at around about 8 PM Australian time, I'm hoping, I'll be launching the new community map, which may be an Earth map. It might be a hellish cliff map on JJ's advice. So if you don't like it and you find it frustrating, blame JJ. You've been warned. And has anybody noticed that the game really, really, really favors deserts? Like, really favors deserts. Heavily. Actually, it's something I've got to do tomorrow or the day after. Probably tomorrow, actually. I'm hoping to get a Satisfactory video out. No, I don't have the game yet. It'll be an informational piece on Satisfactory the game. And I want to cover every single piece of information that has been released. Because, yeah, I've been stalking is probably a little bit too strong a word, but I've been absorbing every bit of Satisfactory info I can get my hands on. Every single thing I can get my hands on. So, you know, trail through their wiki, watch all their interviews and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I want to get a one-off, probably a 2 or 3 part series on Satisfactory and what's coming, because the alpha's meant to be in the next 2 months. Morning, Oleg. How's your day been? Is it morning? Like early morning? Like just out of bed morning? Time difference? Potentially. Was wrong. We didn't get to 166k on the rocket fuel that we had. I wonder why my maths is wrong. Just woke up morning. Oh, that's a good time. You know, you wake up, you find I'm streaming. Excellent. Go. It means when you come back in about 3 hours, when you're actually awake and thinking, the new community map should have launched, and I should be streaming again. 3, probably 4 hours. 4 hours. Let's go with 4, roughly. It's 5 o'clock. Maybe 9 o'clock. Yeah, about 4 hours. I'm still curious on when we run out of rocket fuel. Lost. Lavatha? Thank you for the follow. Weren't you already following? I thought you already followed. I recognize your name from somewhere. But thank you for the follow nonetheless. You are the first new follower of October. I'm glad you've tuned in for the most interesting stream ever. The final train ride from one end of the map to the other. Well, from the middle of the map to the other. You know, maybe when 17 comes out, we'll do a one end of the map to the other, where I send the teams off in 2 different directions. One rushing east and one rushing west. That'd be bad. That'd be painful, I think. That really would be bad, because I'm sure somebody end up calling an artillery train to the far east, just for at the same time somebody else calling the same train to the far west. So to drive all the way one direction, stop at a station, shoot off half a dozen shells, and then rather than moving forward to the next station, drive all the way to the other end of the map to fire some more shells, to then probably go all the way back to the east, just to make me go crazy. This is a long train ride. Coming up on 20% height. Athel, thank you for the sub. That's a resub, isn't it? Streamlabs is not telling me. Being mean. It's not telling me at all. Nope, Streamlabs is telling me nothing. Thank you nonetheless. One nuclear fuel is about 100. Yeah, one nuclear fuel is 166,000, roughly. Well, that's where my train rolled to. I'll put it that way. So I'm trying out rocket fuel. A stack of 10 to wonder, because I was curious, and I probably could have done the maths, but I figured if I just put 10 in a train and say go, That'll tell me the exact same amount. I don't have to do maths then, which is always the preference. No maths. But we're about to hit 20% height. Come on, 199,000. 200,000, 20%, done! In 30 minutes at 1.5 to 2 game speed. So, 10 rocket fuel is 2.25 gigajoules. One nuclear fuel cell is 1.21 gigajoules. So in theory, it's probably around about 300,000 tiles, roughly. Actually, probably spot on 300,000. Yeah, I bet it is. Why do we have 7 belts active? The base should be doing absolutely nothing. It is. Really, really is doing nothing. Come here, train. Train! Thank you. That goes back down there. Oh. Train. Thank you. That goes there. That goes there. Done. So yeah, right around 300,000 we should run out of fuel. And I'd be half tempted to back it back up to 300,000 neat and then drop in a nuclear fuel and start the trip again. So you get a clear, precise counter from there forward. So, Oleg, you got any suggestions for the next community map? Because so far JJ's got the idea of just making it a cliff hell. You know, to improve on everybody's spaghetti skills. Because she's also suggested no cliff explosives at all. Also no biters, but, you know, no cliffs. Or no cliff explosives. So you have to build over, under, and through the cliffs. My problem is I'd always want my smelting and oil to be on flat land. Everything else I could deal with. But just not... Oh... And train tracks. Train tracks would be the other one. Central base I could spaghetti the hell out of, but smelting, train tracks, and oil are the 3 things you just want on flat land. Because they're just annoying. You know, building smelting columns is not fun. Building oil is not fun. Building train tracks is not fun. Nuclear fuel is 2016.67 seconds of a train ride. 10 rocket fuel is 3,750 seconds. Did you work that out, or was a wiki involved? And it's just written in plain English. Because if you work that out, I'm amazed at you came up with a number, and I'm more amazed that you did work that out. It's more fun if you never build long straight columns. Yes, it's just the smelters. Oleg worked it out. I bet he did. I bet he did too. Better question is, if it's exactly 3,750 seconds worth of travel time, exactly how many tiles is that? Exactly. Forgetting acceleration and braking. We'll just accept that you brake instantly and you accelerate instantly because you're already running at full speed. And then redo the maths working out your acceleration and braking. Or coasting, because I'm not going to brake. I can't, actually, I don't think you can brake in Factorio unless you have fuel. Because it doesn't brake, it sort of goes reverse traction. Yeah, cranking the train in reverse at 300 kilometers an hour. Nothing ever went wrong with that. Oh, that's the refueling station. We should have stopped there to get fuel. 250,000. Fuel station. Quarter of the way. 25% height. Woohoo! We've made it so far. We've just got a long way to go. Erratic Cyprus. You can always have an island map just as bad as cliffs with no explosives. Both. I worked that out and the wiki confirmed it. Wow. Read the desert. You cannot set trees higher in map check. You can set the trees, but you just get more trees. You don't get green land. You'll get more dead trees in a forest environment. More dead trees in a desert environment. You won't actually get lush green patches. You just get more trees. Sure, when you hit a green bit, you can always have more trees on the green bit. So island map is not as bad as cliffs with no explosives. As long as you have an island map and you have stone on it, and you realize you have a problem, and you build a bridge, you're fine. In fact, you're probably better off because it gives you a very, very, very tight choke that you can then use to clear out biters. I'm going to expand out. The chance of them getting through a tight choke is like slim to none. Mainly because one, the pathfinding probably won't find your base to start with. And two, even if it does, you put a couple of lasers there, they're going to come in single file. It'll take care of them. It's much easier to defend a nice, tight choked island base than it is to defend a square base in the middle of a desert. Much easier. Although I do wish the game had some sort of mechanic that if you killed enough biters in one spot, they'd actually start stacking one on top of one another. You know, before they do the normal decay thing. But they'd stack one on top of one another, so it'd actually slow the next wave that has to climb over their dead brethren. That would be awesome. Show the map, please. Well, the map is about as interesting as the train ride. It's straight. It's very, very straight. It's straight that way. And it's straight that way. Oh, that's the refuel station. That was the refuel station at 250,000 tiles. How far do you have to go? That's my current position. So, you know, 719,000 tiles, roughly. This is messing with the game speed. It'll take us longer if we mess with the game speed. Yeah, roughly, you know, 716,000 tiles, roughly. We've made it to the edge of the map. There are no biters left anywhere on the map. They've all been eradicated. None of this, like, push them back to the other side of the island stuff. No. There are no biters left at all. We 100% genocide. Killed every last one of them. Not a single biter on the map at all. Not a single spawner. Done. 100% biter genocide. We're not cool at all. Not at all. Although I did realise with so biters, yep, it's completely getting sidetracked now. When I read the latest Friday facts about the Computertron or whatever his name was, Yeah, the sea kraken still on this map, but just don't go near it. I realised that because they're changing the way the AI works for biters, and now you can actually give custom pathfinding to enemy forces, being biters, or technically other players, but we won't get into that right this moment. It means... Oh crap, somebody left a chest. I saw a chest. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Completron? Yeah, Completron. Whatever. I've read about it. I haven't had a chance to actually go and read it properly. So yeah, because of that, it means that when 17 comes out, there'll actually be the tools for modders to actually make a proper tower defense in Factorio, which is something I'm actually really, really dying to see and play. We made it to 300,000 tiles, and never coming back to transitioning to the mega base. No, I am. I have a week off with no kids, no pets. So this week I'm going to get stuck back into that one. At the same time, well, I'm going to get stuck back into that one, and I'm either going to record it right to the end and just withhold some of the videos, or I'll get it very, very close to the end, and then I'm going back to the belt base, because I'm actually more eager to play with the belt base than I am to play with the transition to the mega base. So 310,000 tiles. Yeah, as soon as I hover over that train, such a UPS impact. Okay. But yet not when it's facing the other direction, because it can't path. Okay, so we want to go back to 300,000 tiles, roughly. Actually, no, we can start this from 310. 9, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reverse. There we go. Out of the train. At 310,000 tiles. Train. Fuel. Station we wish to go to is 100,000 tiles. Second condition, go. So, we start at 310,000. We should go 166,000 tiles, which means we should stop. We're out of fuel at 476,000 tiles. Locust consumes 600 kilowatts. Nuclear fuel is 1.21 gigajoules. So, 200 multiplied by 206 is 82 tiles a second, which gives 166,935 tiles train ride. Minus acceleration, it's safe to call it 166. I know it's 166. Which means in this reverse maths, you can do the other one, you should come up with 300 and change. I hope. So yeah, the transition in the mega base, basically I suffered burnout. I suffered burnout right towards the end. Because I've built a 5k base before, so it wasn't like I was building bigger. I was just building different. I was building without a main train network to carry all the bits from base to base to base. Also, I got screwed over by resource generation at the end as well, which didn't help, because none of the patches are big enough to actually support a mega base. So I actually need to go in one and paint in resources, which I'm going to be frank about. I'm going to be completely honest that yes, I'm painting in resources. I should have installed RSO from the start and not relied on vanilla generation. But earlier tests has shown it was possible with vanilla. Turns out that after I actually got there and it generated it properly, it wasn't. So yeah, that's the first problem. Come here, train. Come here. There we go. So yeah, there was that, and it's a really difficult map because I don't have those nice simple, like, you know, train comes in off the main line, it's carrying iron, goes out of the main line. Alright, it's now empty. Because I have like iron ore coming in and dropping iron ore to then loop it back around and go get more iron ore. But meanwhile, the iron plate, depending on like which iron plate it is, and also depending on where it's going, right? It could be going on a point-to-point with a double-headed train. It could also be going as a loop, so it could be going from iron plate to gears, for argument's sake, and then looping back around to come back to iron plate. Some of the trains are like other trains are roll in, roll out, whatever it is, a railroad station. So they're roll on, roll off. That's it. So they're going into the station, yeah, for gears, for argument's sake, dropping off the iron plate, pulling through the station, right, and then reversing back out. So it's all over the place, and that's what's taking so long. It's just been an absolute nightmare. Good morning, Armor Shadow. RSO really works better than vanilla for Megabase. Megabase is outright. Lost, the map is 570 something megabytes. You know, what's a couple of meg between friends? It's basically half a gig, which is funny because all of Factorio is a gig. Like the whole of Factorio, the whole game, all the assets, all the images, the music, everything, the code itself is a gig. This save file is half that size. So yeah, and it took, I don't even know if this command will still work. Okay, so I want P/C. It took 70 players to get us here. There's quite a few who just popped in and said hello and left, right? Or grabbed their own save file, like, crap, I just closed that. I don't close that. We have Eden Coder just dropped in, Pete just dropped in. Actually, Pete couldn't even get the map to load. Zargon did join, but not till after the map was over. Actually, everybody from Peanut Down, I think, just joined in for the fun of it, to just look at the end of it. We're going to ask seating up here. Of course, our seating joined the map and then saved a local copy, and then it's gone and fixed bugs because of it. So yeah. Can I click? Can I click? Can I click? Click. I can't click on the train. Because when I click on the train, it tries to light that yellow line up for 450,000 tiles. And obviously that causes a bit of lag. That down there, that there, that there. There we go. We're good to go now. Right. So yeah, massive save file. Massive. Right. So yeah, Megabase has been a bit of a nightmare. The flip side is the belt one. The belt one I've never built that big with belts before, just because it's not possible. Well, it hasn't been possible. Armor Shadows. For comparison, I've done 100 height ribbon without biters, using creative and file, just to go to the 1 million mark, and that was 370 megabytes alone. It only took 3 hours though. Yeah, because you had file and creative. You just pressed the forward button and waited to get there. Funny thing is, if you put down biters, every single spawner would have been just deleted by file, unless that bug actually got fixed in the mod. Because that's what used to happen. You just press forward and go through whole spawner bases, just gone. They just disappear. Instantly replaced by the file monster. No, this is 1,000 high with biters, set to very hard. a spawner takes or took anywhere between one. Spawner took anywhere between, well, actually they never took one artillery shell. They took 4 artillery shells to start with. Worms took 4 artillery shells as well. Behemoth worms took 10 artillery shells. Oh, not even. Just put it in cruise mode, set it to game speed 10, and go see a movie. Oh, that's a whole new class of cheating. Wow. So the only thing you had to do to speed things up was go in and put in a bigger and better train mod, so you could run it twice the speed, and then it would take less time. You know, that's something else to consider. No, we had to delete ore, we had to delete trees, we had to do everything we could to both get the map size down and the save file. What resource gen settings? Look, to be honest, I have no idea. I haven't played with RSO since 14? 13? Oh, there you go. Thanks, Alex. So 310,000. I said 300,000. I wonder why I didn't get to 310 then. I got just short. Probably acceleration. No. Hang on. Rocket fuel is 225 megajoules, so it's 370 seconds for 20 of them. It's only for 10 of them. This setting has stupid origin. So this one has... I don't want to pause the game. I'll find the mod the other old-fashioned way. This has overhaul. No, overhaul. Yeah, let's go with overhaul, which vastly changed resource generation. We had 1 million patches by the time we got to 1,000 tiles away, which is great. It also made the biters super hard, where they need 4 artillery shells per spawner and 10 artillery shells for behemoth worms. Yeah, behemoth worms that would take you down to nothing, even when you're wearing full power armor with 4 or 5 shields. You're just dead. Like nukes were the only answer for these biters. So, great mod. Just, you're going to pay for every bit of resource and every single tile you need to take back from the biters. You're going to pay for it. And behemoth worms outrange lasers. You've been warned. So, yeah. Not fun. Not fun. Challenging. Challenging is the word I'd use. So that's 410,000. We're at 40% hype. We're getting there. Yes. Yes, Chagrin. Sagarin? Yeah. That's exactly right. It was definitely like that. Yeah, behemoth worms had like 3,500 hit points. No, a spawner had 3,500 hit points. A behemoth worm had 5,000 hit points. These things are nasty. It's one of the reasons why production, all time. Well, first off, we made 11,000 artillery. Like just the wagons, 11,000 artillery wagons. We made 7 million artillery shells. Just for the record, 7 million artillery shells. That's not actually the stat I'm looking for. It's gotta be higher than all these numbers. Up there it is. There it is. Yep. 19,000 nukes. You know, if you've ever got a biter problem, 19,000 nukes will probably take care of it. Probably. Maybe not, but probably. Yeah. You know, with 19,000 nukes comes a certain amount of player losses. Where are we? Kills 106. We managed to kill one another 106 times. We did lose 224, so you know, 50-50 chance of being shot by another player or yourself, or being killed by a biter. These are things you need to consider when joining this map. Hopefully the next map's a little bit more friendly. Dude, I just clicked again. That goes there, that goes there, map. So yeah. Yeah. It was an interesting challenge, this map, and this time around. And I just realised my drink's empty, so I'll be back in 20 seconds, because the fridge is close. And I'm back. Now, this whole reason this map came around is because the GM8 events, which there was one a couple of weeks ago back doing their blueprint, which I thought there was meant to be a rematch last weekend, but nobody told me anything about it, so I don't know whether that's happening or not. They're always looking after every event for a suggestion. You know, for suggestions for the next event. I said, look, let's do a race to the edge of the map event. You know, 48 hours. See who can get the furthest. And nobody took me up on the idea. Everyone went, yeah, you know, the map is infinite. And I'm like, no, it's not. It really isn't. There is a limit, right? You know, eventually somebody will get to the edge. Either that, or just do whatever team gets there first, not realizing that it would take a team of like 5 players non-stop around the clock a month to get there, of logging in 6 to 8 hours every day. It was a little bit over the top. Breezer, thank you for the host, very much appreciated. Hello to the new people here. We're on train. We're going to the edge of the map. We started at spawn, which was 465,000 tiles that way, and we've only got 534,000 tiles to go that way. Just finished your Factorio. What are we doing? Were you doing something interesting, something hard, something challenging? Almost out of fuel. We're out of fuel and 6,000 tiles. Town style, first time. It's a different way of playing. I haven't really done it properly on stream or on YouTube. I have done it in personal saves, yeah. Built too big and fast, now it's hard for a bit. Ouch. So, now with the current artillery trains, the only thing I can recommend is find a train or two that visits every town or every second town, right? And put an artillery wagon right in the middle. You know, just to push the biters back and keep them at bay. And we're out of fuel. So yeah, we started at 310,000. We got to 477,000. So 167,000 tiles. Drop that in. Take that out. Put those in. That should be enough fuel to get us right to the edge of the map. And then some. So yeah, I suggested to the GM8 guys that they should do a race to the edge of the map. And yeah, nobody said it was a good idea. Nobody took me up on it. So I'm like, fine. For my community map for this month, just gone, being September, let's do a race to the edge of the map. And the guys made it in like 26 days. 26 days to do to do 1 million tiles. Oh crap, somebody's left a train. Is that the boom train? Okay, whoop, stop. Is that the boom train? That looks like the boom train. That is the boom train. So that's the original boom train. Yep. So on the right hand side, there's an important number. It says damage dealt. 1.2. No. 12 million damage for that artillery wagon. His friend, 11 million damage. His friend's friend, 10 million damage. Oh, this guy, he's still in training. He's only done 9.9 million damage. We're on manual. Cool. Have some fuel. You need to go. Oh, well, you won't make it back to boom. If we do it that way. So where are we? We're at 4.8. So you need to go to 250 and then you need to go boom station. There we go. Problem solved. Yeah, abandoned trains happen a fair bit. Yeah, that was actually one of the biggest hassles. That's the boom train that you sent back. There should also be a PAX train on the track, which was sent back without proper refueling path. Well, there you go. We're going to rescue a few trains out here, somewhere in the wilderness. I don't see any trains. That's a 500k. Actually, let's stop it at... Ooh. Come here, train. 500. Let's go to 500. And now I can hover my mouse over it. Like, it's a little bit of a UPS drop, but not nearly as bad. What was that? Okay, nothing. Okay, so I set the boom train back wrong. It's fine. I didn't actually intend to use it ever again. So yeah, I boo-booed because I didn't send it through the refueling stations, and it obviously made it from there to 460, which is basically 3 sticks of uranium fuel and a bit, and then it ran out of fuel. So that's the thing. In theory, if you had trains refuel it every 500,000 tiles, you'd be fine. The catch is if a train runs out of fuel at like 250,000 tiles, it's a long drive to go fix it. It's so long that Long Reach does not even reach that far. So this is a refueling station, which we'll get back in our train. We'll drag it forward so I don't have to run back for it. And they did nothing special. Apart from inactivity, delete, inactivity, Delete. Yeah, people don't know how to run commands. So we'd have trains drop off fuel, and we had inserters capped to 400 in the network. So make sure we've got at least 400 nuclear fuel sitting around here doing nothing. We'd have trains come in and refuel. So we have... This is the parking lane for the actual unload. We'd have a small one here, which just... This is your plain and simple refuel 282. So to refuel anything that was two engines long, didn't matter how many on the end, just a 2. Alright, we'll get refilled there. Bigger trains, like the Krakens, would have to come in here, do a giant snake back and forth, to then park in here to get refueled. That's the one I just sent off. Yeah, there's some trains. So they get reloaded with fuel and then be sent on their way, either, you know, east or west, whichever way they happen to be going. Got 100k. That's why the concrete I ordered never arrived. Yes, man, you did it wrong. You need to make sure these things refuel on the way. Alright, or set it not for a circuit condition, but for a 5-second inactivity. That way they load up with fuel and then they get their ass moving again. Yeah, proper train orders is very important. It became a very heavy job of every single time I got on, I looked at this and then scrolled around looking for a train that was not moving on a bit of straight track. You know, all these ones in stations are fine and stackers are fine. It was the ones that were just sitting there doing absolutely nothing on a main line. I'd be like, what are you doing there? Like, that would catch my attention. These guys would as well. I'd be like, why are you sitting there doing nothing? Oh, so we booted the orders. Okay, we can fix that. Like this guy in manual mode. So he's at the pack station. Still doesn't mean he should be in manual. He should be in automatic. Oh, you were going to put down a finish line at the 1 million mark to match the start line. Well, look, Peanut, there is still time. There is still time for you to go do it on the real map. Because I still need to download a copy of the real map to then host somewhere. If I can clear 500 meg out of my Dropbox. No, not my Dropbox, my Google Drive. Either that or one of these days I'll bite the bullet and pay for a professional account. And have a bit more storage. I think I need to get 10... No, I think it's 5 accounts needed. Minimum. To get unlimited storage in air quotes. Which turns out to be about 150 terabytes, which is still an insane amount of data. And I have considered it, because that would solve all my backup problems. Like, if I made 20 gigs worth of videos a day, they'd be like, that's fine, just put them in there and just upload them one at a time. I don't mind. It's fine. There's, again, a cap. You can only upload, I think it's a little bit less than a terabyte a day. Per day to the Google Drive, unlimited storage, G Suite commercial accounts. That's all they let you upload per day. But it's something I am considering because it just solves so many backup problems. But then again, it's $50 a month, which is not cheap. That's $50 US a month. It's really not cheap. Yeah, $50 US a month is 3 times my YouTube ad revenue. There you go. That's a little bit tragic. So there's a train lost somewhere. Let's, whilst we're here, just browse. See if we can find the silly thing. Nope. Nope. That's the one still going the same direction we are. Nope. Yeah, here you go. No, I still see. Oh, hang on. This is a PAX train, isn't it? It's tiny. Okay. What the hell is that? Okay. We'll zoom in a little bit. Make train a little bit easy to see. Don't know where he is. Didn't see any lost trains on the train menu. I'm getting dizzy. Yeah, no. You know. I don't know if I can have that soundtrack. Sorry, the music just swapped automatically. I have no idea what order plays on. What was that, JJ? Wouldn't it be cheaper to host your own terabyte storage for others load from? Need good internet, but you need that anyway. So it would be, and that's always been my thing, that you know, I now have access to the GM8 servers and I host the community map on the GM8 servers. Prior to that, I was looking at actually hosting them internally on just a second PC I have laying around, because I have older tech laying around that's not too hard for me to have. The catch I have is that anytime I'm uploading, like right now I'm streaming. So because I'm streaming, one other person in the house can watch Netflix. If two people start doing it, then I start having problems with the actual stream and dropping frames and all that sort of stuff. Just because there's too many people trying to download and watch stuff at the same time. In fact, one child, whenever they walk in the house with their phone, it connects to the Wi-Fi, everything seems to die. I have no idea why. I really want to take the thing and throw it out the door. But, yeah, I'm willing to bet there's too much crap shoved on it. So yeah, I don't, it's not really an option. It also means that, yeah, if I join Colonel Will's map, I download the map at max speed, which is 5 megabytes a second, but it means my upload speed gets cut to nothing. So anybody who's currently on that community map server would potentially see, you know, server not responding until I finish downloading. And the same would happen when I upload files for YouTube, which means for half hour to an hour, there's a potential that things might be problematic getting on the community server. So, yeah, it's catch-22. Technically, for just file sharing, I could just make some torrent files and just cap the upload at my end so it doesn't chew out too much. And then just rely on the peer-to-peer network to keep them alive. And always have mine as a master seed. You know, that's another option as well. There are options, but for the moment I want to, wherever possible, keep stuff with cloud storage service, because that way I don't have to worry about me doing something that impacts other people or vice versa. Second glass fiber connection? Hell, I'd settle for a first glass fiber connection. I'm running copper to the node, which is technically across the road and technically 500 meters away, because that's how the copper runs. I don't have fiber to the premises. If I wanted fiber to the premises, technically I'd only have to pay for a connection across the road, which would probably be just like $3,000 or $4,000. Aussie internet for the win. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. Look, we were getting fiber to the house in every single property, and then one government said it was taking too long, and it was costing far too much. Because what was happening is the other government that was spending too much and rolling it out way too slow was actually doing all the back end stuff, like having fiber from like the major exchanges down to local telephone exchanges, right, down to local pits before it went to everybody's house. So yeah, second government said it's taking too long and it's costing too much, so really we should go with copper. We'll just bring fiber to near your house. And consequently, we have fiber to near our house. And then we run copper for the rest of the way. And I'm lucky here, the copper here seems okay. But I did have problems the other week when it started raining. So I'm not sure. Really not sure. My previous house, when it rained, I lost internet. Even on fiber to the nodes, or again down the street, I lost internet. Right? And Tim, you suck. You suck. But my father's got fiber to the premises. I've got a mate who's got fiber to the premises. Yeah, it's really good, and I can get the same sort of speed with the current technology, right? But yeah, it's just, it is what it is. Right? Gotta love it when moisture gets into the line. Yeah, tell me about it. I don't want to move now. The funny thing is, the missus' place where she was living had fiber to the premises, and I was really close to saying, okay, I'm going to move out to the sticks where they have fiber to the premises rather than staying closer to the city where I was, and having her moving with me and having technically slightly worse internet. It was the right decision in the end, because we ended up moving from where we were to a new house again, which still has fiber to the node. It's fiber over copper, but it is what it is. It's good enough. It's good enough. I'd like to upgrade the plan. That's something I am considering, to get more speed. But it's more money as well. So that's the catch-22. It goes from, I think I'm paying $80 a month to, am I paying 80? Maybe I'm paying 60. It goes from 60 to 80, or maybe it's 80 to 100. I can't remember. Yeah, so I am considering to get double the speed in both upload and download, but it's more money. And I don't technically need it, as long as I don't let everybody watch Netflix and YouTube at the same time as I stream. Apart from that, it's fine. Gotta love working for an ISP in NZ, cheap and best fiber speeds possible. Again, Michael, you suck. You suck. Right. Now, I've got a mate who lives in Perth, well, close enough to Perth, who works for an ISP, and same story. He's got ultra fast internet where he is, because he works remotely more often than in the office. And even when he worked in the office, so he's on that side of the country, and then he's working on infrastructure remotely on this side of the country. All of it done over their own internal networks. But where they were located, the whole office didn't actually have good internet. So here they were over on the other side of the country going, we're going to upgrade this exchange and this exchange and this exchange to get to their office, high-speed internet. And then he was 3 exchanges to the right. And he's like, oh, well, we need to upgrade this one because it's the next logical one. And then this one, and then this one. So yeah, he finally got decent internet, but it took him ages. I went for the 140 because I just don't want to deal with laggy games when people are streaming. I have the 50 by 20 and it's enough. Hey, it's game. It's your birthday, mate. Man, happy birthday. You only get one a year because you don't want to turn 2 years older in 1 year. Trust me, you get far too old far too quickly. So enjoy it. Go do something fun. And I hope my internet will stay good, and I hope your internet will be good someday. I live in Australia. It'll never be good. It'll just be acceptable. It'll be acceptable. Let's be honest. It'll be acceptable. But yeah, it's your birthday. Go do something fun. Don't watch me. Fuck. Come back and watch the VOD later. Go do something interesting. I don't know what's interesting. I don't know how old are you actually? Is gaming? How old are you this year? If you want to say it out loud. Oh, mate, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You're 16. Damn. 16. You're 16. So, 16, I would say go out and hang out with your mates. And I appreciate you enjoy watching me. But yeah, man, it's your birthday. Go. Oh, you're in school now? Can't do much. Man, you're meant to be at school learning. You're not meant to be watching me. Watch the VOD later. Right? So let's go back 3 steps. Tim, I actually was paying for the 100 by 40 for 12 months and not getting it. Then my ISP got sued by the government and then they had to give me a refund. So that's that story. I haven't upgraded at this house where I can actually get that speed. I am considering it, but again, more money. Fear Dis. No, it's not a never-ending track. It is the last ever train ride for the edge of the map. Because we reached the edge of the map. So now I'm doing the obligatory train ride from the start to the end. We've been on a train for an hour and a quarter, which is not bad. We are also running at game speed 2. So everything's happening twice as fast. And JJ, yeah, I know. 16's a long time ago. We weren't even going to get into how old I am. Or how old I feel. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. 16 was a while ago, I'll say that much. I do remember what it was like to be 16. How long does it take with nuclear fuel at 120 UPS? Forever. Forever, because one stick of nuclear fuel won't get you there. I'll tell you what, even if you put 3 sticks of nuclear fuel in your train, slide it forward 1 tile so it consumes the first one, and put another stick of nuclear fuel in there, you still won't get there. Nuclear fuel only takes you 166,000 tiles. There you go, you learned something today. And 4 times 166,000 is less than 1 million. So you need to actually stop halfway and stop at a refueling station, which will be coming up on in 80,000 tiles. Yep, an automated refueling station. Actually, we should stop at one of these. Hang on. 750k refuel inactivity. Go. We should show one of these things off. Fuel. Give me all that. Okay, maybe not all that. Just that. Fuel. Put that in there. So yeah, the whole map end to end is 3 hours and 20 minutes. From not end to end. From spawn to one edge of the map on rocket fuel or nuclear fuel, really doesn't matter. Infinite fuel, or you sit there and manually feed fuel in all the time, or set up refueling stations, is 3 hours and 20 minutes. If you don't do that, then you run out of fuel partway, because we've already rescued one train that ran out of fuel partway. But that's only from the halfway, well, from the spawn to one edge. If you want to go from one edge to the other edge, well, that's 6 hours and 40 minutes. Next project after reaching one edge is reach the north, south, and west end. The issue is RAM, actually. This map, being that it's been wiped of everything on it, I'll bring this up again. It uses 20 gig of RAM. So I've already peeked out the RAM usage, dumped a heap of stuff to the page file, and then used more RAM. It will slowly go down as long as I stay in one part of the map. But I'm not staying in one part of the map. Obviously, I'm moving across the map. So everything I'm dumping, I'm then picking back up. So yeah, that's a catch. Then make a big track. So next project, reach one end and then reach north, south, east, west end, and then make a big track around all the borders of each of the edges. No. Time for an upgrade. Upgrade won't help. Me going from 16. So this PC's got 16 gig. The previous PC's got 24 in it. The previous PC has 24 gig in it. 24 gig, I could load the map in one hit. Right? But that's it. You know, I can't really load a lot else. Going edge to edge without, well, that's the other thing. We deleted so many resources to bring the map size down, save data. So bring the save data down in file size and the RAM usage down. If we flipped it and went the other way, as well, you know, you'd still end up with a 1 gig save file, and you'd end up with just masses and masses of RAM needed. Look, I would love 64 gig of RAM for you. If I'll give you my address if you're going to ship it. If you're going to ship me 64 gig of RAM, done deal. I'll happily do the upgrade. Current map should be called the Nullarbor Railway, or the Race to Perth. Maybe for the next map. This has been so much fun. I am considering doing it again. Rotating the whole map and doing a race to the west. The main reason I'm looking at doing a race to the west is if you take a rocket silo and put a rocket in it, so physically build a rocket, and then put a tank or a car or something in it, every single time. So if you put a car and a rocket silo, in case you didn't know, you can actually climb inside the rocket and launch yourself to space. But more importantly, you can climb inside a rocket. And then when you press enter to exit the rocket, you exit on the left-hand side. If there happens to be another rocket silo there, and you press enter again, you get into the next rocket. And so on and so forth. So if you put a rocket silo beside a rocket silo beside a rocket silo, like hard up against one another, and put a rocket in each one of them, a car in each one of them, and so on and so forth, you can travel at 3 times a train speed, or 4 times a train speed. So that's the reason I'm looking at doing west, because we could end up with, right above the train track, right here, a super highway of rocket silos, so people could get up to the front line faster. I am going to wait for the douche who decides to launch all those rockets. And the best part about that is he'll get the instant ban. Just done. Alright. But yeah, I am considering, because when we race west, when you die, rather than taking a 1 hour train ride, you could take a 15-minute express lane through the rocket silos and wear out your enter key, which is not my problem. You know, make a macro. But yeah, so I'm considering doing that later. I don't know when later. It's a future plan. By the same token, maybe version 17 will drop tomorrow. Maybe it'll drop in 2028. We don't know. So I did the base tour already. I did. Oleg. I started at the base. It took me a while to teleport there, crash my game on the server, load a local copy, crash that one as well, load another local copy, and then we've been good from there. But oh crap, we're up to 726,000 tiles. 110 or 120 to the edge by rocket travel. What do you mean 1 to 10 or 1 to 20? They don't rotate. Or do they rotate? Do they rotate? Rocket silos don't rotate. They rotate 180 degrees. Deathan. Yes, that's the Discord. That is where I will be announcing next time I go live, which will be in 6 o'clock now. about 3 hours with the new community map, which is still undecided, but it's going to be something mental. I don't know how mental, but it'll be something mental. Or you can jump on this map, because this map is still up and running. And, you know, Fear can try and rush the west. Oh, Fear, I missed that comment. I built 3 PC 3 years ago, bit overkill at the time, but I don't regret it. I got it straight up 32 gig when first built. I did the exact same. My old PC, being the Frankenstein PC, had 32 gig RAM and died. It's had one stick go. It's had a second stick go. It's got other problems in it as well. It's why I'm on the newer one. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's definitely held up strong because it's 5 years old. So yeah, it's done its job. Armor Shadow, go for it, mate. I haven't taken it down yet. It was meant to go down ages ago, but real life got in the way of yesterday, so this stream didn't happen yesterday, it happened today, and which means I don't actually have the new community map server loaded up and running. Technically, I have another server, and I could have launched it a couple of hours ago, but I thought that would not be nearly as fun, you know, because I wouldn't be there for Burner City, because I love Burner City. No, I actually need to really practice at getting through the early game faster, because if GM8 does another stupid event like that, and it's speedrun style, like 6 hours or less. Oh, there's fuel. So pull in, load up. 1, 2, 3. Up, double speed. Done. We're reloaded. We're fueled. We're going. We're going to the end. Yes, I got to get better at my early game. Right? Because yeah, if GM8 does more events like that, I need to get a team that can get Burner City over and done with in 10 minutes or less. Like 15 tops. Be out of Burner City, into proper smelters. Colonel Will's just done the last GM8 blueprint event for the 4th time, I think. And he's got it down to 1 hour and 44 minutes, so he cut time off his previous run, and they didn't have oil running for the first 40 minutes. So, advice I'd given the episode before was, you know, helpful, and they improved on their overall, but they really screwed up oil, he said. And then JJ, I'm guessing, saw it, and I don't know, either saw Will's or saw mine. I know my speedrun start is actually, no, my speedrun start really early. Burner City is good. Getting on to proper smelting up and running is bad. Getting the early start were good. Really? I thought we did great. I've realised they really need to change over to some speedrun formats for smelting and other stuff, just because it's less resource intensive. And it probably didn't help that we had Kyle and myself being teleported around fairly early on. And we're having fun. Don't watch Will. It's always on Twitch. Don't watch Will. It is always on Twitch. Okay. I'm guessing you don't watch Twitch yet. Here you are on Twitch. Okay. No. Look, I'm enjoying this the speedrun and the rush through Burner City. I used to hate going back to the early game. I liked having robots. I liked being able to blueprint things. But then I've realised that I've spent so much time in late game. I've spent so much time in late game. I really, really enjoy the early games. Don't watch streams except yours and Andy. Look, it's appreciated, JJ. It's very, very appreciated. No, it didn't help, but it was fun throwing money at you guys to do it, though. Look, that was the best part of it, I have to say. I don't mind losing. I don't even mind losing and getting crushed by a good 20-30 minutes. Get Auntie on team. Auntie's actually banned. Auntie and Rain are both banned. They are too OP. And I believe like rain popped up during Will actually streaming the GMA Blueprint event, and Rain was like, no, we're reclused. We're not doing it. We're just too good at this. We're not touching it. I don't know who else is on the speedrun teams. Maybe I could go steal a not a top-notch player, just like the second, second, I don't know, back row player, whatever. Yeah, maybe I could go steal another player, from the back of the team, and drag them onto the next speedrun. I don't know if they'll be any good or not. As it often happens with these elite teams, the person at the top is really, really good and knows how to blueprint and build and do things really well. And the person who's second or third down doesn't speed run. They could just follow orders really, really well. There you go, it's 6 o'clock. Shut up, phone. But yeah, like I said, both Annie and Rain are both reclused from the event. They just don't. Okay. So yeah, I've worked that I really like. Not so much Burner City. The part just after that, where you're just starting to get smelting up and running. Even though they are OP, I'd love to see the rest of Team Steel Axe on the last GM event. I would too. I would be more than happy. Like Will's done it 3, 4, 5 times now. I would love to see Team Steel Axe just be going. Given the blueprint, this is the blueprint. Go. No time to prep. No time to anything. Just thrown straight in the deep end. Right, and go with the exact same blueprint that Will's been using, because they haven't had time to study it or look at it properly. I'd be interested what time they got on their first run, and then I'd be interested what time they got on a second run. Because Will's fairly confident he can get it down to an hour and a half, and that's what I've said right from square one. When we got the 2 hour time, time first time around, I'm like, I know that can be done in an hour and a half. I know it. That's the one, Shadow. And then you want exploration server mods to get the mod list. Nope, you need server mods. I know it should be a mods command. Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one I'll change it. We're at 80%. 80% height. We're getting there. We're getting there. Getting there slowly. So, exclamation mark server mods, Shadow. That's the one. And everybody who's watching this on YouTube later, those links don't work anymore. That was for this server. The rest of the Edge server is now gone. We're doing something new. Don't know what it is. You'll find out probably about 6 hours after. No, probably about 10 hours after this video went live on YouTube. The next one will come out with me hosting the new community map, doing something crazy. I don't know what. I don't know, or maybe we'll build sea artillery trains and we'll bombard the country. Actually, that's a really good idea. We'll build trains at sea, load them with artillery wagons, drive them across land, load the artillery wagons full of shells, and then just drive them across the water and sit them out at sea and bombard the biters. I have a wonderful idea. That's what we're going to do. Something involves being able to park trains at sea with artillery wagons. A sea boat. No, a train boat. A train boat. Boat train. Boat train. A boat train. We're going to do a boat train with artillery wagons. That should do it. That should do it. That sounds interesting. Come on, watch update. No. Yeah, that sounds interesting. That sounds like what we should do for the next map. No, the biodome pathing will kill it again. No, only if you use that stupid mod, JJ. As long as you do not use that mod, you're fine. Maybe these ridiculous ore mods there, where the whole surface is ore. Oleg, I really want to hold on to that one. See, my plan is to, and I've said this to a couple of people in Discord, my plan is to finish the current series I'm doing and then swap to shorter series. Like, I'm talking a series is a month or less. A month to a month and a half. I really want to start getting through, because I've got those really good ideas to do series, but I never seem to have time because I keep doing series that take like 170 episodes or 140 episodes, and you're like, that's 4 or 5 months of an episode a day. Whereas if I did shorter series, an episode a day, maybe even 2 episodes a day, you know, do 2 30-minute episodes, really clock in at that 30-minute mark. I don't know if people would still be happy if I'm doing 2 episodes a day, because it means an hour a day. You know, it's something for me to experiment with, or you guys to comment yes or no to. There was some train tracks and some signals left out back there in the wild. Anyway, yeah, the plan is that I'll do a playthrough, and then the very next month I'll load it up on the community map server. Except I'll bump the difficulty up because it's now, we're talking about 10 times 10 times the amount of players, so it'll obviously be much harder. Because yeah, I've been looking at the Dangerous mod since me, Matthias, and Mortified did the buggering around with JD mod. Matthias actually suggested, you know, why don't we do this one next? And then Mortified changed jobs. So his schedule completely changed, and he went back to, like, all the other humans in the world being available after work hours, whereas I'm available during work hours. Because after work hours, I have kids and family and everything else. So I can't really stream or record during those hours. Well, everything in mine has to be done sort of between the 9 and 5. And then finally when his work schedule went back to somewhat normal so he could do stuff during the day again, he'd suffered burnout on Factorio, so we never got around to actually doing it. But yeah, I really want to do the Dangerous Ore mod, along with a couple of other ones thrown into the mix, just to really spice it up. It's probably going too far. Make it a little bit more interesting. I've seen that Neelaus just started a playthrough with that mod. Although his is, rather than random ore everywhere, it's veins of ore. Show the ore value near me. Oh, that's easy. Oh, there was a box of trees right there. Map view. There is none. 0. We deleted all of them with commands. The next ore isn't till 960k, 970k. Shit, did somebody get a command to this? Oh, there we go. Are you going to tell me where I am? 970k. So everything but the last 30k got deleted. But you know, this seems like a reasonable copper patch. 341 billion copper. Just in case you felt a little bit poor, you needed just a touch of copper to keep in your life. 341 billion. It's quite machinistic to do these ores alone. That's community mob. Yes, but don't you guys enjoy watching me suffer? Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. You know, I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be yes, often. Wow, Peanut, you built a lot of train track. Yep, I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be yes, often. Yes. See? Yeah, we'll get to the value of the copper miner when we get there. What was that? I don't know. Missed it. Sure we do. Yeah, see? See? So, like, I've looked at Neilhouse's playthrough, and he's done the Factorismo, or whatever it's called, with the warehouses, where you can build in them. And I've looked at that mod in the past, and I'm like, it's a cute mod. But we get depressed when you suffer for too long. I never suffer for too long. Eventually, there's always the point where I rage quit. I love the fact that Factorio is currently eating 23 gigabytes just loading the map. Yeah, wait till it starts eating your page file. And then you can have 38 gigabytes committed out of 45 gigabytes committed. My machine was built a week ago. I started off with a 1 gig page file. In a week, it's gone from 1 gig to 45 gig. Yeah. This map does horrible things. Yeah, nobody gets depressed when I suffer too long. Like, I remember on the transition to the Mega Base, me going out with an artillery train to an area I'd pre-established, and the biters kept knocking out the power, and I lost the train twice. And the comments blew up because you guys thought it was hilarious. In like 2 or 3 videos, I failed 3 times. And because I'm honest, I record all of it and I upload all of it. There is no, hiding my shame or anything else. It is what it is. I fucked up. Factorism memo, that one. Yeah, so Neilhouse is using that, which alleviates the amount of space he does not have to build in. And I thought to myself, look, if I'm going to do this mod, I've seen the Factorism mirror, and I've seen that you can go recursive, so you can actually get a warehouse in a warehouse in a warehouse. You're limited by belt throughput, but that's a whole separate problem. But I'm like, no, I wouldn't bother. I want to be confined in a small little space where you literally need to mine your way out of. That's a playthrough. That is the challenge. This is all the space you get. Yeah, I know. I know it's hilarious because it was unnecessary, and I know I kept getting myself killed. It happens. It happens. Look, the final foot race to the end, I think I was the second person to die. Like, I gave up after dying 2 or 3 times. I went and got nukes. Once I got nukes, I was good. I just walked to the edge of the map. Everything in my way just got blown up. It was done. And then I pushed the Medusa to the edge of the map. Each time the front cannons ran out of ammo, I just rammed them into the next biter base, and either had the biters eat it, which got rid of the cannons, or got rid of the artillery, or I just ran the artillery over the empty wagons, which also fixed the fact that they were empty and in my way. At which point, we'd just start shooting again, and all the biters would go away. Or mostly go away. They come attack the train, which was fine, because I needed to get rid of the empty wagons anyway. I basically automated just running the existing train over the old empty wagons repeatedly until there were no biters left. It was good. It was a good time. So we're at 915,000 tons. We're almost there. We're almost there. Because we have a forward operating base that we had to keep moving up the train tracks. Because that's very, very important, being that it's a 3-hour train ride one direction to get up here. There is no way you're asking for all the goods, like train tracks and lasers and power poles and everything, to come back from home base. They really, really, really need to come from a forward operating base. So, on we go, because we'll get there shortly. I think we want packs. Packs 940, the final FOB. There we go. So 940,000 tons. That's really close, actually. We might even have some fuel left. So you broke the train, which I handcrafted for 3 hours the night before, right? Yes. If it helps at all, I have a save prior to us rushing forward. You can always have that save and like treasure the digital train forever. I used it to clear biters. They all died, right? Good. Mission accomplished. Well, all the spawners died. It was then like 1 a.m. when I finally went to bed because everybody showed up late for the damn stream, including the GM8 guys. Never inviting those guys again. Or if I am, I'm going to invite them 30 minutes early and not tell them that they're 30 minutes early. That way, hopefully, they all get their asses in there. And don't complain about not having any RAM or shit internet. Like, show up early. That would be my answer. Not 20 minutes late and then have shit internet and shit PCs. You're a hosting company. Have something decent. So yeah, we started late, which means we finished late, which means I was stuffed, which means, yeah. And yes, it died for a good cause. Like, it reached the edge of the map. There is a screenshot in Discord of one train wagon half hanging off the edge of the map. I've told everybody I drove the train off the edge of the map, and so far, everybody's freaking well believed me. Everybody's believed me that I just drove half the train. Like, you know, it was a 3,000 long artillery train, and with like 360 locos at the front, and this is what I've ended up with. And you just see a half an artillery train. And it's like, yeah, man, I drove it off over the edge of the map. It's gone. All the locos went over the edge. Psh, gone. Okay, so our forward operating base. Ooh. Discord, I am hating you. That's not gonna work. C game.speed equals 1. Okay, forward operating base. So we bring in all the goodies. I gotta remember this one. Push, load, resupply, fuel. Okay, so this one brings in a shit ton of fuel. Again, it's capped at 500 in the network. And according to this, we have 537. So we've got some of the network. We have a trash train, which just gets rid of all the crap you don't need. All the wood, all the coal, all the stone. I don't think we've harvested any stone in hours and weeks and months. We're literally just all the stone that's on rocks on the ground. We pick it up, we ship it here. It ships it back to home base. It's used for any bricks or anything else we need, which we didn't need to the end when we started doing artwork. We have this is one of many trains. We've got 6 of them, which go, so it goes unload, then it goes to the 500k refuel, 250 refuel, resupply back at home base, then 250, then 500. Obviously, they're all missing a 750. People can't train and set up schedules. I blame Sunny. Sunny, it's all your fault. You didn't set up any of these with a 750k. They could have run out of fuel, could have caused disaster. Blooper made the smarts for these, and I understand somehow that if they're missing more than 2 items, if the train is missing more than 2 items in it, and the train's out, it'll call a new train and piss this one off. That's what I understand. I don't actually know how it works. No idea how it works. It just works. Alright, but yeah, all the amounts are set down here to keep in the network, so we should have all of those in the network at all times. We have our loading trains, which is train track, more train track, more train track, laser or 2. Power poles. Turns out we didn't have nearly enough medium power poles. We actually need more. A couple of these trains got modified, not all of them. More lasers. The everything else wagon. So signals, train stations. We didn't have enough train stations. Radars, robots, repair packs, and nukes. Just a nuke or 2. I do believe since install all the nukes and went put them somewhere safe and out of the way. We also have a... Oh! Is that? Oh, that's the ammo drop. So this one's the dedicated one that brings ammo up to the front. Because everybody dies, grabs a full up power ammo like I did. But a lot of people don't bother requesting uranium rounds. So they get all the way up here and then find out they don't have any ammo. So we built a dedicated train that just brings ammo up. It needs 4,000 ammo in the network. I have no idea. So that's stupid. Somebody's added that. I don't know why they added that. Okay. We have this is our cleanup trains. So we have a fueled and a unfueled version. So the fueled version is 2 trains with a lot of locos, and unfortunately travels far too fast. So we have worked out that if you make the train longer with either more locos or more wagons, it'll slow the train down. Your other option is to take the little one out to the front, and I think it's 1 loco with 17 wagons, hard caps the speed at like 40 k's an hour. So it meant when we were out here, hang on, I gotta find it. Out here cleaning up train tracks, which, you know, as you can see, we've got our 2 train tracks everywhere. And then we got the top and the bottom, which get removed eventually. When you're on a train running on wood, you could just, you know, sit there and have your bots work automatically and watch a movie, and they just clear everything for you. It was really, really handy. This is where the original Medusa was set up. You know, on the slightly small spiral. The one that Oleg handcrafted for 3 hours. Yep. Which I have no idea of the exact number, but I do know it had almost 3,000 artillery wagons in it. Oh yeah, the 222 train is also to move the forward operating base further forward. So we got a fair bit of use as well. Then we have our loyal Krakens with 197 artillery wagons. You can look by the damage dealt. That's a fairly young train. It's only done 2 million. That's also a young one, only 2 million. Handcrafted with care. Yeah, all these have been handcrafted with care. That's only 1.9 million. Where's the big ones? Oh crap, I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. 4 million. We're getting better. 4 million. 2 million. 1.4 million. There's nothing in some of these. What's that? 2.5 million. 1 million. 1.5. 1.5. This one's got some weird coloured wagons for something different. It's got 2 million. Oh, there's a big one. 7 and 9s and 5s. And that's got nothing. Your mouse is off again. Really? How the hell did that happen? Better question is, how long has that happened? Probably ages, but nobody's noticed because I was sitting on a train. Come on. Watch me burn through all the RAM again. Come on, game. You can do it. Kraken Graveyard. Where's the Kraken Graveyard? Is that further forward or further backward? I have a feeling it's further forward. That's not a graveyard. Did Stinson make a graveyard back at home base and not tell me about it? Let's... Ooh. See? I clicked off the screen. My mouse button might be off already. Okay, scroll, drag, scroll, drag, drag, scroll, scroll, drag. That's 2 refueling stations. Three refueling stations. Rube, I'd like a button to go look at spawn really, really quickly and easily. But Chimera's in here. Even that doesn't have too much damage. It's only got rolled out once or twice. Because it just killed UPS. This one, okay. Well, obviously the Kraken Graveyard needs some work. Because all the high damage ones have disappeared. Either they got turned into the Medusa, or they get pancaked. Either entirely possible. Because, look, I will admit, we did kill a few artillery wagons. And we did lose a few artillery wagons as well. You might say the occasional artillery wagon was pancaked by another artillery. But yeah, Oleg is right. There are 16 Krakens that we use to drive up and down the base. And as you can see, as I mouse over every single one of these damn things, they're all full. Every single one of them is full of ammo. Like, we're not driving around empty trains here. We're driving around full, ready to go, armed for war, you know. 2,923 artillery wagons. I can't help myself. Okay. I can't help myself. I gotta do it slower. We need more dots. That's better. That's a much better. Only when you have 2,000 artillery wagons. Oops. Can you write your name in artillery fire? Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. Reduce the game speed. Oh, that's a good idea. 0.1. Okay, cancel. No, 0.1's, oh, 0.1's too slow. 0.2. Is that still too slow? Come on, accelerate back up, game. We want to go up to 12 UPS. That's better. Right, so what I want to do is actually want to stand beside an artillery. Alright, somebody got the clipping tool ready? No. No, slower game speed seems to be worse. I'd have to move the mouse really, really slowly. Oh, those power poles are useless. Okay. Or try it. Come on. P. L. A. Y. S. No single artillery anywhere near me has fired a single shell. It's all been ones further away. Yeah, this Kraken's seen better days. It's got odd locos in the middle of it. Alright. Can I get it all on screen at the same time? No. JD's pen was empty. 0.3 to 0.5. Let's try 0.3. Those poor power poles are so dead. Really? I missed them entirely? Nope, got one. Okay. I need a bit of blank ground. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go game speed 1. Ooh, alright. You ready? We gotta get the clipping tool ready. Okay, I'm gonna try and write it all on screen and have it all lit up in red dots all at the same time. if I can write small enough, I can actually fit my whole name on the screen at the same time. I can't because I'm bad. No, I'm not going to fit my whole name. Alright, so we'll take the game speed back up to 5. Just so we can see all these light up at once. What's happening here? This one's completely out of order. It still hasn't been shot. Oh. There we go. Clip it, clip it, clip it, clip it! Alright, new plan. New plan. Bad plan, new plan. Remember, spawn is 940,000 tiles that way. Do not shoot yourself in the face, JD. Okay, got it? Alright. Because you get slightly more zoom area when you're standing somewhere rather than when you're at map view. So if I go J, D, P, L, A, Y, S. Okay, let's try that. It's going to be well... Oh, actually. Hang on. Hang on. I could do this. Okay, let's try this. So if I do that... Okay. Oh, wow. Clicky. Clicky. Oh, it's not map view. Okay, so I've got to do it in map view. Otherwise I don't have the draggy button. Otherwise I've got a rapid click. Oh, that's close. That's close. Come on, game. Scrolling around at 0.6 UPS is not a good idea. But the idea is I should be able to get all these down and then light it up before they start hitting. Holy shit. There's artillery incoming. There we go. There we go. I'm done. Just random artillery shells everywhere. Okay, alright. We've done that. We need to get on our train and finish off our journey. Fuel. Game speed 2. Go. Go train. Because we've got 30,000 tiles more to go. And Medusa was a completely new setup. Simpson sent 15 new Krakens for Medusa, 13 to assemble and 2 more for Artie wagons to replace the rear locust. I know. It was all because I said he could. Rackensy. So what you want to do is you want to go to controls. And drag map is normally left mouse button. So when you get a map view, and you know you left click to drag the map around, and you left click to shoot. But when we go to options, controls, and we set drag map to middle mouse button, and I now use middle mouse button to drag stuff around. If I use left mouse button, nothing happens. But then I come to here and I go like this. I can now start drawing. Which means I can go... hang on. R... A... K... E... N... Z... Y. And you're now written in the map for, I don't know, however long it takes for this to despawn. Because we can. So that's how you change it. It's a very, very important feature to have. It is also a feature which will lead to you going through artillery shells at an unbelievable rate. Massive, 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 massive rate. No problem, mate. I'll write anybody's name on the map for a follow. Or a like, or whatever. You know, I'm cheap. Go, train. Go. I want to get to this last base. Yeah, Stinson actually banned me from firing artillery wagons because there would be a lone biter out in the wilderness. And my way of dealing with a lone biter was, of course, there's no artillery trains now. But I'd get the target up and I'd circle in until I found the biter in the middle. Just in case he moved. Because occasionally, like, you'd aim right at him and he'd decide somewhere between the artillery firing and actually getting there that he'd wander 5 tiles to the left and he'd miss. So I found giant spirals all the way in, did a wonderful job of killing biters. Stinson just yelled at me because I went through 3,000 artillery shells to kill one big biter when I could have just got out of a train and shot him in the head myself. Like, yeah, but that requires me getting out of the train and moving and running and like changing armors and stuff. I just shoot 3,000 shells. It's fine. There's another train behind it that's got another 197,000 shells. We're not short. We're good. We're fine. It's everything's fine. You know, I made up to him by telling him yes, he could make a new artillery train that was 1,000 tiles long, or 1,000 artillery shells long. Hunting artillery from map view was fun. Did similar on the ride of shame. That's what the whole point of the ride of shame is. It's like, okay, I'm stuck on a train for 3 hours because I accidentally shot myself in the face with a nuke. What can I do to be constructive? Well, I can move all the artillery trains forward and make sure they have targets they can auto-target at. And then the rear ones, I can manually target the occasional biter that pops up out of the middle of nowhere. You know, make sure everybody's definitely dead. Come on, go faster, train. We're almost there. Almost there. Oh, there we go. So that's our first ore patch at 970,000 tiles. This square has, crap, what's that? 59 million coal in that one square. Like, get out with your pickaxe. 43, 42, 41, 40, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, Ryan got funnier when Stinson added concrete letters. Yes. Stinson added a lot of concrete art. So yeah, ore's a little bit rich out here, just a tiny bit. You know, sure, if you want to set out an outpost out here, you can have a couple of billion iron, copper, stone, whatever it is. Just remember that each train is going to take 3 hours to get back to the outpost, and then 3 hours to you know, get from the outpost back to base. So it's a 7-hour round trip. So I got a little bit of concrete art. My original JD plays, which almost lines up. Almost lines up. Peanut there being Zabuzu. He was nice enough to upgrade me to a nice multi-depth, you know, concrete art. We had a unfortunate maze for people to get in and out of because spawn got moved to this tile. Unfortunately, none of it can be mined. So you actually have to run through this stupid maze anytime you died. All those people who joined late. Sure there's enough uranium here? Probably. Where's the uranium? 70 million? Give or take? Yeah, I can't even mine this one. You know, I need to ship acid all the way up here. You'd want a very, very large tanker to ship the acid up here. We have for all the fallen heroes. So every white cross is a player who was laid to rest by a biter. All the red crosses are the murders by other players. So yeah, and down here we have robots. I can't even walk in, Stinson. She left a little gap at the back or something. We have robots. Thousands and thousands and thousands of robots. And a bit of concrete for some reason. There's one bit of concrete. Stinson, you left concrete. Thousands and thousands of robots have been left here. Each one of these represents one of our fallen heroes. Because we lost 24,000 construction robots. Who caused the most deaths? Oh, that'd be a hard one. Like Peanut was up there. I don't think he caused that many, but Peanut was up on the front line. Cellfire was up on the front line. He caused quite a few. I caused quite a few too. At least 5 or 6. There was a few deaths to go around. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. JDL Stinson, no, I don't think Stinson caused any. And I wasn't on the server enough to actually cause any great vast amounts. Was Commotion Socks? Socks was in here earlier. I suicided maybe 5. Luckily never killed anyone. There you go. So Peanut killed himself 5 times. We have our train that we brought up everybody, stuff, all the latecomers stuff for the final race. We brought a few power armors and components with us. Unfortunately, not enough of this crap. Lots of armor, but not enough crap to go in the armor. We've got a small pack station. We've got one of the new lava lamps for Colonel Will. Because if you don't watch Will's streams, he's got a little lava lamp in the background. It's like 2 foot tall or something. It's tiny. We have our thanks GM8 because dead set like a normal RAM. Yeah, a normal server uses like 2 gig of RAM, maybe 5, because there's no graphical interface. There's no nothing. It's a lot of CPU and a little bit of RAM. We have peaked the CPU on their server at like 80 to 100% for the last 2 weeks. And the RAM, we have to keep deleting stuff off the map to keep bringing the RAM usage down. Like their server's at 15 gig and it's been solid 15 to 20 gig for like the last 3 weeks. So yeah, somebody made a thanks GM8 sign. Because yeah, we thrashed their server. And then we have, this is not a full Medusa. This is a partial Medusa, which is short on artillery wagons and power and all sorts of problems. This is a partial Medusa that somebody's obviously tried to put back together because the original Medusa ends... No, that's loading. So it ends here. About here somewhere. That's where the original head of it is. Because every single one of these were artillery. Oh, that's only at 63,000. Hang on. Is it all joined together? Yeah, it's only at 63,000. Maybe somebody brought what was left back in here. That's entirely possible too. Although... No, they're facing the right way. They're facing the right way. Maybe this is what's left of the Medusa. Yeah, probably. And this sign says 1 Medusa equals 13 Krakens, 23,000 tiles long. Well, there you go. Okay. Let's try this again without killing myself. Okay. Ooh. The robots are literally coming and placing the concrete. You idiots. You idiots. I don't actually want the concrete there, you idiots. God, you idiots. Okay. Alright, so we visited the Medusa, which was our tiny little train, which killed a biter or two. As you can see, most of these will have damage dealt. Yeah, they're really, really low numbers. It was a brand new train. It got rolled out for the finale. It did the finale, and then it went home. Ammo and guns. I love GMA. Stinson built a little outpost out here. I think it was actually to build the combinators and the wire and the belt. It was actually easier to build stuff out here than it was to go back to base and bring stuff from the base out, just due to the 7-hour round trip. So yeah, he put down a couple of miners. I think he needed this much for a full belt. Because yeah, this miner has 1.6 billion, 1.5 billion, 1.3 billion. They're getting pretty crap towards the edge. You only get 1.1 billion. This guy doesn't even have a billion ore under him. Yeah, got a little bit the same. That one's got 1.7. That's a good one. Got to keep him. Yeah. Yeah, so ore you never sort of run out of. Not at this range from spawn. 1.6, 1.7, see some 1.7 down here as well. You know, you never run out of ore. This guy, I remember somebody working out in chat. This guy can launch 4,000 rockets by himself. You wait forever, because it is only one miner, so it only brings out ore at 1 miner speed, but yeah. Miner doesn't even have a gigacopper. Yeah, I know. So we got the original JD plays with an everything is fine sticker, and then we have the last bit of the train track. So yeah, we brought it out to 4 lanes. Now, this is special and custom to our map. Normally when you go to a 4-lane system, it's 2 lanes going one direction, 2 lanes going the other direction. In our case, we've actually got the center 2 are both, one's forward, one's backward, one's in, one's out, one's up, one's down, whichever it happens to be. And the outside ones are actually bi-directional. And you'll notice that we don't have any signals on the top and bottom lines at all. There really is no signals at all. I need a signal. Do I have a signal? Oh. I don't have a signal there I can steal. There we go. So if I hold out signals, you can see that it's a single track across the top. Actually, there should be signals on this line, but I removed a lot of them. And that is so we can drive an artillery train forward on this bottom line and top line. And then when we're done with them, we can just tell them to go back, and they just roll back on the same track. Alright. But yeah, final ore. Oh, look, there's an iron at 166 billion. Billion ore. 187 billion with a B. B. I know it says G, but it's a B, trust me. 51k from iron and 94k from copper one. That's a G, not a B. I know it's a G, not a B, right? The G stands for billion, right? It's like gigabyte. It's a billion bytes. Trust me. Look, let's be honest. You're not going to run out. I'll give you bonus points if you manage to run one of these miners out. Somebody else asked, so Oleg's just done the maths. It's 51,000 rockets from the iron miner and 94,000 rockets from the copper miner. Realistically, you're not going to put a satellite in them. You're going to put in 50 ore in each rocket that you launch, because you just want the ore gone. Somebody asked how many chests that was to mine one miner dry, and I think it was Oleg who did the maths again. And he basically said, if you fill the whole screen with chests, you're still not going to fit it all. Actually, I think the whole screen full of chests is I want to say 20 million worth of ore. 20 million worth of plate. So it's actually been refined to double the stack size. It really isn't that much. What am I doing? Why am I pressing the forward button? That train station. Go. Really? Who put the train track on the wrong line? Sheesh. 667 tiles wide and 1,000 tiles of chests. So in perspective, that, which you can't see the top and you can't see the bottom, is 1,000 tiles high. And 667 would be here to here. Yeah, there to there, roughly. With all chests for one miner. Yeah. Oh, that. Get back here, train. So, we had the final foot race. So, I had all the guys build train track to here. And I said, no, that's it. That's 2k from the end. That's stop. You can't go any further. You have to stop. Because we're going to have a foot race. From here to the end. And it was Peanut? Yeah, Peanut. Peanut put in the lovely lighting system. And watch me break this. On? Nah, it's either pre-broken or I broke it. Either way. It don't work. Oh, it's because it's on a timer. Okay, so he put in a lovely timer with drag racing lights. So you go blue and then red and then orange and then green, and that's when these gates actually automatically opened and you could start charging. And I noticed the gates were shut at some time and a train rolled through them. Anyway, so we did the final foot race, and of course I died. Very, very... it's got a lock on the top, double a combinator. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not good with combinators. I, of course, died just through the gate. I didn't make it very far. But eventually, after going back and getting nukes and everything else, I did make it to the edge of the map. And, if you're ever short on oil, they're all identical. That must be some sort of maximum limit we've hit. Yeah, I guess that's a maximum limit we've hit. 24,875% oil. Which brings that patch at 373,131%. You covered. 212 billion, 129 billion. 223 billion. Think of how many stone furnaces you can make from that patch. That's some serious numbers. Or you can make enough bricks to make with concrete to concrete the whole planet. We're talking some serious numbers here. So yeah, that brings us to the edge of the map. This is it. We are 1,000 tiles in. And if you don't run your train on manual and you don't run your train on automatic, you run on manual, you can drive right off the edge. Like so. Done. Yeah. A little bit anticlimactic. You just reach the edge. There's a hard edge. You can't walk past it. You can't do anything about it. It's the same as the voids on the top and the bottom. It was a little bit anticlimactic. It's the same as this. You just can't run past it, through it, anything. Muppet was going to do a dirty on us and extend the map by 2 tiles. And when you ran that extra 2 tiles distance, same as the Kraken at the other end, you were going to instantly get teleported to the Twilight Zone. But it didn't happen. It meant we couldn't actually get it to work without everybody having to install an extra mod and doing it on the last day. It'd be slightly obvious. Anyway, So yeah, that was our race to the edge. We made it to the edge of the map in 26-ish days. Which means calculator's gone. Which you guys now can't see. 1 million tiles divided by 26 days, which means the guys did an average pace of 38,500 tiles per day, every day, from day one. I know on day one we didn't do it. Like day one, we basically got to 2,000 if we were lucky. Actually, I think we didn't even get to 2,000 until day two. So there's been some marathon days out there. And 26 days to the edge. Then that's a world record that'll take some time beating. Yep. Just have an update like Windows. So yeah. Memorable people who I actually remember seeing on the map and putting in a lot of effort. So there was Stinson, who spent I don't know how many hours living on here. Oleg, of course, who's in chat. Do the map. Sea Penguin, Blooper, Mojo, Quantum Knight. JJ was on the map early on. Eternally Tired, Kyle, good old teleport Kyle. Chase, BV Gorp, Charlie, Snowcat, Untouched Wagons, Euthorm, Turtle AU, Eagle Andy, and I have to say, Sunny Bee, Peanut, Cellfire, and Frostfire both put in, or all four of them, I think, put in the most effort laying the most train tracks and turrets. They were really, really shit at cleaning up, I will say that. Muppet was the one who is not in my list for some reason. Muppet and myself both did the most cleaning up, I think, of train tracks and lasers and power poles. So yeah, everybody put in a colossal effort, and now that I've got my list in front of me, I'd have to say Cellfire, Frostfire, and Sunny Bee were the three to nuke one another, or each other, or random people that wanted out the front the most. They definitely could cause the most deaths. If we do this again, we will have a death counter on it, along with we definitely need a death marker. Like that is so important. The amount of bodies we lost because I went that way and then died suddenly, and I'm way back at spawn, or I dropped out of the game because I had to get teleported so far. We definitely need a death marker so everybody else can find your body. Anyway, that is the race to the edge. All 1 million tiles of Factorio goodness, and you'll be able to see as I scroll across. There's a bit of green, but there's a lot of desert. A lot of desert. It is the most boring desert you'll ever see. And I have no idea how so many of you guys died so many times and spent 3 hours actually on the server watching the desert pass by under your train tracks. I couldn't do it. Anyway, I've completed the race to the edge of the map. It's been a 3-hour stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you guys for popping in. And it's 7 p.m. here, so probably in about 2.5 hours, I should be streaming again, launching the new community map. Don't know what it's going to be, but we'll work that out. Well, I'll work that out in the next 2 hours. Maybe you're right, JJ. Maybe we just go for, massive cliff map and leave everybody building the best spaghetti that they've ever seen. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Yep. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye. I'll end the recording. And is anybody actually on streaming? Because I should really host somebody. Because I've been meaning to do that. I've been really bad. Nobody. Is anybody playing Factorio? I click Factorio and it takes me to not Factorio. Sure. I have never ever heard of this person before. But what the hell? So we're going to go raid Tulang. I think. Sure. And let's go tell him hi. And let's go say, g'day, mate. Thanks, Oleg. I hope it was good. It was long. Anyway, let's go tell him, g'day, mate. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.